We last left off where we just built this folder. Let's go ahead and do a signing on it. I do my listing signings in 2 steps. I do one, a disclosure signing, and then I do one that is the actual listing agreement. So refresher real quick, if you took a break since our last video, we have the estimated net to seller, wire fraud, listing agreement, exhibit listing form. I'm going to move that up above the listing agreement. We've got the deed fraud, the property disclosures, and then the Residential Property Disclosure Act, and that is inside the Transaction Desk. We're getting ready to build the signing. If you missed that video on the Transaction Desk, it's down in the description or up in the description depending on where you're watching this, so you can watch how to build this portion of it. And then over here in documents, we have the Consumer Guide, the Affiliated Business Agreement, and the Consumer Choice documents. Just more information to the seller so that we have less liability and there's less explaining to do when we're going through the contract. So let's go ahead and build the signing. So over here on the right bar, you've got the word signings. Click on signings, and then right here you're in the signings tab, and I'm going to click add, and then up here I'm going to put disclosure only, disclosures only, plural, not singular, disclosures only on 222 Happy Street. And then I'm also going to hit save, and that's going to build the disclosure only signing. That takes Transaction Desk, just took us into AuthentiSign, and it linked this signing with this folder is what just happened. That is what just happened on the back end. We're going to add the participants from the transaction, Mr. Happy, Mrs. Happy, and me. Add them. And then we're going to click on the documents right here. So all I did was go over here to the left bar. If I'm going a little too fast, slow down the video or pause and rewind. I want to get this to you so that you have the information available at the speed in which I do things, and then you can slow it down or speed it up accordingly. So over here on docs, remember this is the disclosure only signing. So I'm looking for wire fraud. That's a disclosure. I'm looking for the deed notice to the buyer. This is really a buyer thing for the contract, but I've just started putting it on my disclosure so that it's already automatically there. In case the buyer's agent forgets it, it's already covered. That's why I do it. Verify everything with your broker. I'm not your broker. I'm not your attorney. Verify everything. These are legal documents. This is a how-to video for educational purposes only. If you'd like more information about how I get leads for my referral agents, myself, my tools, my training, my systems, everything that I have over at eXp Realty, if you'd like more information on that, of course, click the link connect down in the description or up in the description up above. I'd love to chat with you more about how eXp Realty is obsessed with your success. So look right here, we've got wire fraud selected, we've got deed fraud selected, we've got the disclosure selected. I want the Disclosure Act on there also. I want the Disclosure Act on there also. The Affiliated Business Agreement, you want that on there. And then the OREC Consumer Guide, you want that on there. And then you want the Consumer Choice. So this is just the disclosure docs. So those are my disclosure docs right there. And I'm going to close this window. After that, I'm not going to do the automatic, well, I need to make it. So to activate the disclosure signing for the sellers, you want to make sure that Mr. Happy right here, Mr. Happy is the seller 1 and Mrs. Happy is seller 2. That's going to activate all the little dots, all the little initials on the disclosure form from OREC. So assign signature blocks, and then I'm going to pull the Oklahoma Residential Property. Which one is that? That's the Disclosure Act. So I'm going to close that. I want that above my signing. So I want that right above there. Affiliated Business Agreement can be below. The deed can be below. So I've got wire fraud up top. Residential Property Disclosure right there. This is the act form that OREC put together. This is the actual disclosures right here. Affiliated Business Agreement. The contract Consumer Guide, I'm going to put it at the very bottom, and Consumer Choice I'm going to put right after Affiliated Business Agreement. If you need to pause this, take a screenshot of that right there, and then maybe just have that available when you're filling out your disclosure, so you got that quick list right there. That might be something you want to do. If that's a good idea, hit the thumbs up, please. That way other agents know that that's a good idea. Also, I'm going to go over here to Tools, and we're going to start the signing. I'm going to do Mr. Seller first. I'm going to run through this with Mr. Seller first. So Here I am on the wire fraud, select sign here, drop it, move the date over. Okay, drop it, move the date where it goes. Scroll it on down. Oklahoma Residential Disclosure Act. I put their signature right by the line right there, and then I'll put Mrs. Seller over here. Scrolling on down. That is the act on why it's so important for sellers to fill out disclosures. As you're going through here, make sure the sellers are on the seller side. Okay, you've got the address right there, and it's up here. These are all auto-populated from our transaction desk. When we built this, that's there. Okay, right here, if there's additional text, I make that a required one. I select the box. It gives me this left bar menu right here. Select the box. It gives me this left bar menu right here, and then I select the required portion. Even if there's nothing for them to put there, I still want them to put NA. Okay, that's just me. You do it how you want, but that's just me. Improvements in a flood zone, if yes, roof, I make that a required siding also. Make the roof required siding also, both of them. That's me. I want to make sure I've got that information for the listing, because in Oklahoma, people are always wanting to know the age of the roof. It matters for their insurance. It absolutely matters for their insurance. And then down right here, I make this a required signing too on page 4 or 5. This required signing too in case they hit yes on any of these. I want that one a required signing. And then right down here, that's it. Yes, that is it. So those are disclosures. Any questions, put them in the comments below. Reach out to me directly. Or if you need to watch the video again, just pause the video, rewind it a little bit, and you'll be able to go over the disclosure section again. That's how I do it in AuthentiSign via Transaction Desk. Notice to buyer, signs of deed risk. I just have the seller's initial this part. So I just put a little seller initial right there. That's just what I do, because it's a buyer signature page. So I just put that right there so they know that it's part of it. And then the text box down here, markup text box for the property address. So 2222 Happy Street. And then of course put the city, state, and zip code. I don't remember what we said the city and the state were in the transaction desk video that we did on it, so I just put that there. And then the date right here, I use auto date. This date section right here, I use auto date. Piece of fuzz blew on my nose. So I drag the auto date right there. So that way when the seller clicks on this page, that date is automatically there. And then I want the seller's initial right there in the middle. That's just me. You could do what you want. The signature part is, oops, that's the seller's name. The signature part is right here, and I've grabbed the date and I pull it down. And then where it says full name, I go ahead and put that right there so the full name auto-populates. I don't type it again. It's already there because we put it in Transaction Desk, and Transaction Desk imported all this information from everything we put in Transaction Desk into AuthentiSign. That's the signing software that Transaction Desk uses, and now that name is already here for us. Scrolling on down, right here I put any contractor desired. Any contractor desired, because I don't really give people a list of contractors. If they do ask for contractors, I'll give them 3 that other customers have been happy with. But here I just put any contractor desired, and then when you click on it, see how this popped up? So here I'm off of it. Here I click on it. See how this pops up over here on the right? I could click duplicate, 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 and then it just I could just drag it down without having to retype that over and over and over again. And then this one, we're going to scroll down to this page, and I'm going to drop it right here, right there, and then we're going to click on it, hit duplicate, duplicate, and then we're going to put this right here and this one right here. Scroll back up to page 1, drop an initial right there, and down here drop a signature. And these are eXp Realty forms that protect us as agents. That's one of the benefits of eXp Realty. They give us all sorts of forms to protect us as agents, and I use probably 67% of those forms. 60% of those forms. See eXp Consumer Choice and Real Estate Transaction. This will save our bottoms. If someone tries to say, you referred this person to me, it's your fault. No. I said, these are other contractors that other customers have been happy with. You have to call and interview them on your own. And I tell them that part too. You got to call and interview them on their own. So this is a 3-page document, the Oklahoma Buyer and Seller Consumer Guide. It's a 3-page document from the Real Estate Commission. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to delete the first 2 pages because they have to do with buyers, and I'm only going to leave the last page right here. So this page has to do with the buyers. See, it says for buyers. I'm going to delete that because we're working with listings. This page says buyers. I'm going to delete that because we're working with listings. I'm going to click save. I'm going to click save. And there it is, saved. And see where it says for sellers? See that? I'm just going to drop an initial right on the top. So initial right there. And I actually don't have the purchase contract guide in this signing. Let's go ahead and jump over to OREC real quick. You'll need to have your real estate login. Oops, not that one. You'll need to have your real estate license login portal info for the Oklahoma Real Estate Commission. And you'll click on login to contracts and forms as an agent. And it'll take you to this page right here. It'll take you to this page right here. And then right here is the contract guide. Right here's the contract guide. I'm going to click it and I'm going to download it. And we're going to download it to downloads. And see, it's downloaded. We're going to go back over to AuthentiSign right here. We click back over to AuthentiSign. Click on documents over on the far right bar. And add that document that we just downloaded. That is the Oklahoma Contract Guide. I want that on my seller's signatures too. And it goes into great detail. It gives up 32 pages of details on the purchase contract. And all I do is I go back to Tools, go back to Mr. Seller, and I drop his signature right there. Now that I've got all of Mr. Sellers on the disclosures. Now I'm going to add Mrs. Seller real quick, just copying every single place that I put them, and I'm actually going to remove myself from the signing because I don't need to be on the disclosure signing. So now let's go ahead and add Mrs. Seller to every single one of these. So I clicked on Tools. I switched over with this drop-down bar to Mrs. Seller right there. And now I'm just going to put her signature or initial next to every place that I have Mr. Seller's signature or initial. So you just... This portion's pretty quick because you already built everything. So you're just making sure to put the spouse, signature and initial everywhere that the other spouse's signature and initial is. Now, if there's only one person selling the house, then you ain't got to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it because there's just one person. But when it's a couple or when it's a husband and wife, then you got to put both of them on it. Unless it's a probate. And then the executor is the only person that you have to put on it. Okay, I've got them all right there. A lot of this was auto-populated for us from the automatic signers that we selected at the very beginning. A lot of this was auto-populated for us on the disclosures. Scrolling up, and let's get Mrs. Seller right there. So I got Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller right there. Drop Mrs. Seller right here also, right there. And now this is the disclosure only signing. So in our MLS, we have to have disclosures ready. We have to have the disclosure signed to be able to upload the MLS, to activate the MLS. So this is why I do the disclosures in one signing and then the listing agreement in another signing. So click next. And this is going to pop up right here. Oh yeah, cancel. In your name, put best if completed on laptop or desktop. A lot of people are going to try to do this on their phone. So I want in the name, best if completed on a laptop or desktop. And copy that because you're going to use that same write-up in the next signing. So now we're going to click next. You're going to send this over to Mr. and Mrs. Seller. And it just sent over to them. Now let's go ahead and build the second signing, which is the listing agreement signing. So I clicked on signings right here. Well, I'm already in signings, but if you weren't already in signings, you just click signings right here, click add, and this is the listing authorization signing. Listing authorization signing -222 Happy Street best if completed on a laptop or desktop. Save. Okay, now we're in there. Let's go ahead and add our participants. You will be on this one. You will be on this one, but let's go to transaction, select yourself, select Mr. Seller, select Mrs. Seller, add those in there, because you will be on this one because you'll be signing the estimated net sheet. So now we're going to add the estimated net sheet. We're going to add the exempt listing form and the listing agreement. And that is it for the seller listing authorization signing. So here we built this in the transaction desk. They're selling $1 million house. They've got $5,000 in taxes over the last 6 months. It's 6% commissions. They're doing a settlement. And remember, commissions are negotiable, guys. Commissions are negotiable. This is educational purposes only. You charge people what you want to charge people. If you want to try to charge people 10% to sell their property, go for it. That's you. That's you. You do what you want. Commissions are negotiable. Settlement fee, attorney's fee, abstracting, UCC cert, recording fee, doc stamps. We went over this on the last signing. So yeah, signature. So up here, I will have them initial right next to the sales price, right there. And then down here, I'll have them initial right next to the estimated net to seller. And there's not that many documents, so we're going to do both of them on this one at the same time. So I have Mrs. Seller right there and Mrs. Seller right there. Okay, so and then their signatures, your signature, their initials. Okay, over here I use the exempt listing fee because I don't always know when I'm going to get my pictures back. So I use the exempt listing fee, exempt listing form. So I put that right there, and then I did the auto date text right there at the top, and then see how Mr. Seller's there, but Mrs. Seller isn't. Let's go ahead and get Mrs. Seller added right there. And then when this signing is done, I just forward it over to my MLS right away. Here's the listing agreement. We've got the street, the town, Happy Town and Happy State, 777. Got that. Splitting it if there's another agent involved. And then right here, I'm going to have them select not disclose, does not authorize disclosure of offered concessions. 0 days automatic extend, 0 days automatic extend. If I can't sell it during the listing agreement, that's my fault. I'm going to have them initial on their exclusions. Both of them initial on their exclusions right there. Got this. Oh, and highlight this in yellow. I love highlighting this in yellow. These are things that stay, and put a red line underneath it. Shall remain with the property. Red line. And get some more initials on that. Get some more initials. You can never be too over detailed. You want to make sure that they know the curtains stay. You want to make sure they know that their favorite mirror in the bathroom stays. You've got to make sure they know that these items remain. Because if they don't want them to remain, we need to reserve them, and they need to really take them down before the pictures. In a best case scenario, take them down before the pictures. So that's how we did that there on the attachments. Anything that's bolted down is considered real estate. It's considered an improvement. The only thing that's real estate is the land. Everything else is an improvement. Scrolling on down. Right here, lockbox. You want them to check yes, that you get to put a lockbox on there. So is authorized to put a lockbox on there. And then here does have the ability to disclose if there is another offer. Have them check. Does disclose. Does have authorization to disclose if there's another offer. Right here, not purchasing a home warranty. Not purchase a home warranty. And then radio choice right here on flood zone. Make them pick that. Radio choice on flood zone. So that they have an option to select either one. And here we have the automatic price adjustment. If in 30 days there's not a written offer with a pre-approval letter in hand, the listing price should automatically drop to $950,000. Make sure that automatic price adjustment is in there. I add date stamps to it. So I'm going to add additional date stamps to it right there. Oops, that made those go away. Okay, so don't do that one. Just do this one. Just do this one that way. Darn, I really wish I hadn't done that here. We're going to add the date stamps right there. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Don't do that next time. Do it the right way. Just leave it alone. Only do the green one. Okay, there's my stuff right there. Right here, this is a listing agreement. So we're going to have you check listing agreement, and then let's toss in some date stamps. Toss in some date stamps. You need date stamps. You need your signatures dated. Okay, that is how I do the listing signing. Yes, I use OREC's listing agreement. I don't use EXP's listing agreement. ORAC is specific towards my state, and I just enjoy that one a lot more. That's me. I just enjoy that one a lot more. If you want to brainstorm a little more deep on that and talk about how eXp Realty is obsessed with your success, then reach out. I'd love to chat with you more about how eXp Realty is obsessed with your success. If you'd like all the fast cap leads that I give to the referral agents that I work with, if you'd like the fast cap leads for yourself to use that I give to referral agents that I work with and myself, then reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about the tools, training, the technology, the broker support, and the staff support that we have here at eXp Realty to help you build the real estate business that you desire. Whether you're a broker owner, team leader, seasoned agent, or brand new agent, eXp Realty, I wish I joined it back in 2007. They weren't even around in 2007. I wish when they came around in 2009, I'd moved my brokerage over to them back then in 2009. I honestly do. No place is perfect, but it's the best place that I found so far, guys. If you enjoyed today's video on how to use AuthentiSign on a listing agreement, please absolutely give the video a giant thumbs up. Share it with any of your team members, any of your coworkers who have questions about AuthentiSign. You're like, I don't really know how to use AuthentiSign. Use this, guys. Use this at your team meetings. Use this at your brokerage meetings. Get this information out there so that we're all working way more efficiently and effectively when we're writing these contracts. As you can see, I put together this whole thing in probably less than 20 minutes. Where's my time set? 21 minutes. 21 minutes. I put together a whole listing signing. And that's me explaining it to you why we're going through it. All right, guys. Thumbs up. Thanks so much. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one.